No more. The playbooks you've been fed, the sacred texts of startup success, they're crumbling beneath your feet. Every page of conventional wisdom, every best practice you've been clutching onto for dear life, obsolete. They don't just fail you, they hold you hostage. This isn't just frustration or slow growth, it's a brutal trap, a cage built from lies disguised as rules, made to suffocate every fire you carry inside. The problem isn't you, it's the entire system pretending to guide you while it shackles your potential. You know what it feels like, grinding day and night, pouring your soul into a vision nobody else can see, watching as the experts chuck their tired advice your way. Follow the roadmap, they say. Scale fast, pivot smart, raise more money, hire aggressively. But what if all that advice is a lie? What if following these so-called playbooks leads only to mediocrity, burnout, or the slow death of your dream? Because here's the truth nobody tells you. The startup world shifted. The old strategies, the linear steps mapped out by those who saw the last decade, no longer lead to victory. What worked when there was less noise, fewer players, and a simpler world? That world is gone. The rules that once made you feel safe? They were illusions, like training wheels you need to rip off because they're holding back the speed you crave. You're starving for something real, something wild and raw that recognizes the chaos, the uncertainty, the pure terror wrapped in opportunity that you face every day. You want more than shallow hacks and cookie-cutter formulas. You want the blueprint that ignites the unique spark inside you and your team, one that says, we don't fit, we won't bow, we will forge our path and remake the world on our own terms. Listen carefully. The world tells you being comfortable is freedom. It lies. Comfort is a coffin, a trap that kills your boldness and your edge. If you keep chasing predictable growth, safe networks, and neat milestones, you will die inside. Not physically, but as the founder who once dreamed of shaking the earth. Investors want you to fit models, customers demand predictability, and the market punishes risk. You're expected to be a cog, a box checked, a version of success that's already been approved and sanitized. But you're not here to be safe. You're here because something inside you refuses to die quietly. That gnawing hunger, the restless nights filled with ideas no one else understands, that's your compass pointing to freedom. Obsolete playbooks tell you to shape up and submit. You must do the opposite. You must break those scripts and build your own contract with reality. So how? How do you escape this prison disguised as guidance? First, stop believing in scaling fast as the ultimate goal. If your startup is relentless on growth but shallow in depth, it's a house of cards. The obsession with growth hacks and surface-level metrics has blinded a generation to the power of depth, trust, and raw human connection. The startups that endure are not the fastest. They're those built on relentless alignment with their core mission, those who refuse to water down their essence for easy wins. Choose depth over speed. Build fiercely loyal micro-communities before big audiences. Deep bonds last longer than surface-level hype. Second, reject the endless chase for external validation disguised as funding rounds and press coverage. That money, that attention, is a drug that clouds your mind and blurs your vision. Don't build a business around chasing investors or media applause. Build it around an unbreakable belief in your vision, around customers who believe just as fiercely. When investors come to you, not the other way around, you hold the power, and that changes everything. Start seeing money as a tool to fuel your fire, not a master you must serve. Third, tear apart the myth that leadership is about titles, hierarchies, or management skills. Leadership in today's startup world is about liberating the genius in every individual on your team, and that requires something deeper than running meetings or setting OKRs. It's about creating a culture where people are free to challenge, evolve, and fail gloriously. not to bow politely to some grand mission statement they don't live every day. Empower your team to be radical thinkers. Invite chaos and dissent. Your next big breakthrough comes from the unexpected voices, not the polished old guard. Fourth, stop pretending the system is on your side. It isn't. Systems are made to keep you small, predictable, average. They reward compliance and punish disruption. You're not a cog in a grand machine. You're a rebel with a cause. So don't waste your energy trying to fit systems built on old assumptions. Build your own infrastructure, your own networks, your own rules, your own cultures where innovation is raw and unfiltered. The future belongs to those who create new ecosystems, not those who beg to join existing ones. And finally, guard your individual sovereignty like your life depends on it, because it does. The greatest threat to starting up today is losing yourself. The schedules, the funding cycles, the relentless hustle, they're all designed to strip away your autonomy, to turn you into a founder box checked by others. Refuse this fate. Your will is your weapon. Forge a startup not just in business terms, but as an extension of who you truly are, flaws, passions, contradictions, and all. This is no feel-good pep talk. It's a call to arms for those whose souls scream against the ordinary, for those who carry visions too big to fit any old playbook. The world doesn't owe you safety or acceptance. It owes you nothing except the same chance as everyone else to shake it to its core. But here's what most miss. You are not alone. The rebel founders, the misfit investors, the unorthodox leaders, they exist. Not in crowds, but in sparks. The rare few who see past the noise, who refuse to settle. Connecting with them is the real game changer. Your great breakthrough won't come from more courses or templates. It'll come from finding that raw, unpolished network of human energy that fuels radical transformation. It's in these cracks of disruption where magic is born. So tear up the old maps, burn the worn-out rules, build systems real enough to honor your rare brilliance and wild enough to let it grow. Choose networks that don't demand sameness but thrive on difference. Refuse the comfortable lie that success is a pre-shot sequence of events. Instead, embrace the chaos, the outliers, the unknown unknowns. Be patient, not frantic, because true mastery is a slow, rebellious beast. And most importantly, stop waiting for the world to hand you permission, because it won't. Permission is a myth invented to keep you small. Instead, take the power you were born with and set your own terms. Transcend every system designed to cage you. You are not here to fix the startup world. You're here to blow it wide open. If you're feeling that pressure inside, the unbearable tension that mocks comfort and conformity, that's your truth tugging at you. Lean into it. Listen to it. That fire is not a flaw. It's your most valuable asset. Water it, nurture it, and let it rage. This is the moment where most founders break or break through. The old playbooks turn to dust, but your potential? It's real, raw, unstoppable. You're not just building another company. You're crafting a revolution, a movement where those who burn brightest find each other, where misaligned brilliance becomes aligned power, where connection and contradiction create unstoppable forces. Throw out the old, embrace the wild unknown, rewrite the rules on your terms. This is freedom, not the false kind with cages disguised as wings, but the true freedom of a founder unchained, a leader unbound, a human unleashed. Now go build it.